Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Tiffany. Now I hope you're all keeping well and safe with everything that's happening at the moment. Today I thought it would be important to discuss the theme of confidence, simply because I think, especially with the uncertainty, the people who will come out of this stronger and better than ever are those who believe that they will, hence why confidence is an important topic. And I especially wanted to share the three unusual or unconventional habits that have supercharged my confidence. Now, before we get into that, I think it's important to note that confidence is usually something that we think has been, given to a lucky few people in society, or because we look at those who are confident and we think, oh, I wish I could be like that, but it just seems maybe such a distance away from where you are. And the journey from insecure and anxious, low self-worth, low self-esteem, to courageous, to confidence is definitely one of 1,000 decisions and 1,000 actions. And I truly believe that, given my experience in the journey that I've been on, I truly believe that if you have a worthy goal, a goal that you feel that you must absolutely achieve, and if you understand how important it is for you to develop confidence in order to reach it, and also if you commit to the process, if you're willing to pay the price, I definitely think confidence will be within your reach. Now, let's get into it. The first habit is taking less photos of myself. Now, this is something I observed on one of the trips that I took. Now, I had a friend who happens to be very active on social media, and during that trip, she took several photos of herself for which she was then trying to decide which to post on social media. So during that painstaking process, I found that she was quite self-critical in terms of the photos she had taken, and most of them seemed to fall below her expectations. And as I studied it, I realized that that's actually a curse of social media, because it's something that I've realized since I sort of switched off my Instagram and switched off my Facebook, is that I just happen to take less photos of myself, simply because I've lost the urge to want to prove to anyone that I look a certain way, or that I'm attractive, or that I'm having a fabulous time with my life, I'm living my best life. It's more of a case of just being present in wherever I am, because I think as we feel the need to sort of show people how amazing we look and then rely on their feedback and comments, I think it can lead to depression. It can lead to low self-worth, simply because you're expecting the comments. Let's say you post a photo and no one likes it, or no one comments on how good you look, then you're more likely to want to delete that, and it will affect your mental health. So yeah, I think it's such an unusual habit, but it's something I've realized that nowadays I'm much more likely to just enjoy where I am and enjoy whatever experience is around me. I'm much more immersed in what I'm doing and simply being present, rather than needing to show my photos to the world or see how I look, to show them how I look. And I think when you start to kind of derive your worth and your kind of self belief from your values, from your principles, from the challenges and obstacles you've faced and you've encountered and you've overcome, I think it kind of removes the need from your confidence to come from how you look. Now, the second habit is embracing solitude. Now, I think it's important to make the definition or distinction between alone and lonely. Loneliness, as we have seen, what research has shown, is akin to smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. So obviously that's toxic in so many ways. But being alone, and it's a form of solitude. It's actually a way to reset a lot of the toxicities of social settings. If you think about it, when we, as individuals, we tend to get lost in group think or group belief or kind of group context to so far down the line that sometimes we lose ourselves in the group we're part of. So I think with solitude, we can sort of start again. With solitude, we can kind of let go of the need to have other people to validate our opinions or our thoughts and how we're feeling. Now, Thomas Merton, who is a monk and a writer, said that we cannot see things in perspective until we cease to hug them to our bosom. And I think that makes a lot of sense, because when you're alone, it's sort of a way to to sort of naturally start to process your thoughts, process your actions, process your behaviors, because you can really have that perspective. And I think even with everything that's happening with coronavirus, I think it certainly gives us an opportunity. If you're someone who is struggling right now with the imposed self-isolation, this might be time for you to think, how do I actually feel about being alone? You know, am I scared of my own thoughts? Am I scared of my own behaviors? But it's important to develop a healthy relationship with solitude, simply because then it gets you to a place where you're much more self-reliant. You don't need everyone to validate what you're thinking or what you're feeling, and in that way you become a much more confident and stronger person. So for example, people who are much more self-reliant can take on the world. You know, they can do it alone if they need to. They're much more likely to maybe transition their jobs if it's not working for them. They're much more likely to lead, you know, meaningful lives, especially even if it goes against what others are doing. And a third habit as well that has been important is starting things before I'm ready. Now, I think you will never be ready for anything, any kind of great undertakings. And one thing I've realized is that we want to be perfect, but perfection is a myth. Perfection is the only thing that will actually stop you in your tracks. All of the great things I've achieved in my life, you know, starting a business, even setting up this channel, I was never ready for it, and I don't think I ever will be ready. And I think I must have mentioned in the past that there was a time when, as soon as I switched the camera to start recording my videos, my heart would literally, you know, start beating like it was going to jump out of my chest. And now I feel much more confident, simply because that moment when my heart was beating, I had an opportunity to maybe quit and give up, or think, okay, I'm not ready, let me wait till I'm ready. But in persisting, in continuing, I was able to reach a point where I realized that I enjoy creating content, so I need to overcome the initial trepidation, initial kind of nerves to get to where I am today. And I think also when you begin to start things before you're ready, you overcome the need to, you know, necessarily lean on your kind of feelings or emotions, because they can misguide us sometimes. You know, our fear, our anxieties can actually hold us back from achieving great things. And the people who do go on to achieve greatness are usually people who have, as I mentioned before, press and go. They're willing to learn from their mistakes. They're willing to try different approaches during the process and overall persist. So yeah, I hope you guys have found that very useful in sharing the 3 unusual habits that I have supercharged my confidence. Now, finally, I want to say that confidence is it's quite an elusive concept. I think it means different things to different people, but the overall aim of improving your confidence is to understand that if you don't believe in yourself, how do you expect other people to? So once you commit to that journey, once you commit to that process, you will be amazed at what will happen. You'll be amazed at how far you will come. So yeah, thanks again for joining me, guys, and always remember that life rewards those who live intentionally. And lastly, I just want to say that if you are enjoying my content, if you are enjoying my videos, then please do not forget to subscribe, to like, and I will see you soon on the next one.